Alright, first video in my GoPro Gimbal stabilization rig. I've got my Opteka X-GRIP, which is I'm going to use to mount all the equipment to, the gimbal, the battery, maybe hopefully a screen in the future, maybe a button where I can change modes on the gimbal controller. So the X-GRIP, I got it off Amazon, relatively cheap, about $23. And I noticed that the bottom has a plate on it that you can remove, and it has a small cavity in there. Typically in that cavity you'd have this mounting screw which allows you to mount the cameras, and it has this cam that guides it through the different holes. I'm actually going to use that to mount the gimbal from the top up here, so it's pretty convenient that that was in there, and this works as a really nice washer to level out the gimbal plate. So I noticed that the battery, it's a 4500 milliamp hour, 11.1 volt, I think it's a 3-cell. I'm going to use that to power the gimbal and hopefully the battery. Fits fairly nicely in the cavity underneath, not perfectly. So what I'm going to do, it's so close to being perfect. So I'm going to take a Dremel tool and expand these rounded corners a bit and take off these screw projections and flush those with the bottom of the plate, and see if I can get this battery to fit flushly in there. And that allows me to use the feet for when I want to set it down on something. So I'm going to go Dremel that out and be back. Alright, done with the Dremeling. Pretty happy with the results overall. Fits in there nicely. I might put a little cut for the cords just so I can make sure it goes down all the way flush, because the cord is keeping it from going all the way down here. It is clearing the pads. I don't know if you can tell in the view. But I'm not sure if I want to secure it with zip ties or tape or glue. I'd rather not glue it, honestly. I may have to do that cut just so I can use the zip ties, because I think zip ties would be a good solution here. Pretty happy with it overall though. I don't know if you can tell that it clears. Next step. Okay, wanted to show the area I Dremeled out and the little notches for the cords, which it did seem to work quite well, because the battery fits pretty much flush now. You gotta pop it in there, but other than that, I'd say that's a very good fit. Alright, got the battery mounted. Went ahead and used zip ties. I think it makes the most sense, easy to remove if I need to replace the battery. Gives it a nice weighted bottom. Power cord's coming out the back, easy access, and the feet are flush and level. On to the next step. Okay, I have the top plate mounted that the gimbal's going to hang from. I'm trying to use these bubble levels on all four corners. Granted, right now it's not perfectly level. It's actually very difficult to get it perfectly level. I'm going to get it as close as I can. I might incorporate the bubble levels in the final build just so when I'm holding it I get an idea of how level it is. Never used a gimbal. I'm not sure if that's something I really need, but it might be kind of cool. I don't know. Next step is I'm going to mount the gimbal on the vibration rubber booties and pull them through the holes and see what we got.